For lawyers and professional services providers generally, there are two main core tenets to thought leadership: writing and speaking. But did you know that you can drastically improve the quality of your presentations and become a more attractive conference speaker by regularly producing more thought leadership? There are 5 reasons why this is the case. First, and kind of a preliminary reason, is that your consistent, regular production of thought leadership content gives you a platform to get noticed by conference organizers. If you are not producing content, then no one has any idea what your opinions are about particular topics. People don't know how knowledgeable and wise you are about the topics that you're covering, about the work that you do, and no one knows you have these thoughts and opinions that you are putting into your thought leadership content. So from a very basic perspective, thought leadership helps you become a better speaker and get you on the radar of conference organizers because it gives you a platform to get noticed by those organizers. Okay, more substantively. Second, your thought leadership helps you build followers, which could lead to attendees. By regularly producing thought leadership, you are having people follow you, subscribe to your email newsletter. Whatever mechanisms they use to regularly consume your content, they will. So as you build followers by regularly producing thought leadership content, you could translate those followers to attendees. You generate interest in what you have to say by consistently producing thought leadership, which could lead to people wanting to see you speak and hear what you have to say in person or on a webinar because they like what you're saying in your written thought leadership content. Third, by regularly producing thought leadership content, you are forced to refine your thoughts by getting them out of your mind and onto paper, or for most people, onto a screen. When you are consistently producing thought leadership content, you're used to the process of taking ideas and forming them, making them nice, polishing them, and putting them into the kind of format that the outside world can consume and understand. You get better at distilling complex topics. Maybe get better at developing a particular style of writing, a style of explaining complex issues. You get better at sharing your thoughts, period. And that will lead to better presentations when you are on stage. Fourth, regularly producing thought leadership content lets you test ideas and receive feedback on those ideas. When you are publishing thought leadership content on social media, through email newsletters, you are able to get feedback, whether that feedback is in the form of comments on social media or replies to your email newsletter. You can get a sense of what ideas resonate with your target audience members. What ideas do they want to hear more of? What ideas are probably a little bit too on the bleeding edge? What ideas do they want you to tackle? What ideas would they prefer that you didn't tackle? When you have the ability to get feedback about your thought leadership content, you can then mold your presentations accordingly, keeping away from topics that people might not be ready for and not be interested in, and toward topics that people want to hear more of because they've told you so based on feedback. Fifth, finally, taking all this together, consistent thought leadership production allows you to more efficiently create the presentations you give during your speaking engagements. Your thoughts have been refined. Your ideas have been tested, and you have spoken these thoughts. You have shared these thoughts previously. So when it's time to come and create a presentation for a speaking engagement, you can spend less time creating the content, less time creating the presentation, and focus more on how you would give the presentation, focus more on what aspects of all your ideas do you want to share with the audience. It's a more efficient process because most of the work is already done for you through your consistent thought leadership production and the feedback you've received on that thought leadership content. Consistently producing thought leadership content is like an intellectual audition for future speaking engagements. By consistently creating thought leadership content, you are building an audience, you are getting better at distilling your thoughts and ideas into content that your audience wants to hear and consume. You are testing your ideas and your content and getting feedback to make it better, and you are more efficiently creating presentations which allow you to focus more on how you present the content of your presentations as opposed to what you're putting in those presentations. If you're interested in learning how to create the kind of thought leadership content that helps you become a better speaker, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have more than 400 videos, blog posts, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.